Hi guys, Greg Doyle here, Eat, Sleep, Box and Repeat. Another prediction video time for this week, and I'm going to call it now guys. The fight that I want to speak to you about, I'm going to say it is going to be the best fight of this weekend, and it's on the Frank Warren card this Saturday night, and it is for the British super featherweight title, and it is between Sam Bowen, who is 15-0, and he takes on Anthony Cacace, who is 17-1. Guys, I think this is a phenomenal fight for a number of reasons, and I really can't wait to get into it with you. So why not quickly start and get off the mark. Fascinating fight for a number of reasons. First of all, before I go into both guys' strengths, I just want to point something out that I think could be pivotal in the fight for either guy. I mean, Sam Bowen, yeah, he's a bit younger in things, but both guys are really tall at the weight. Sam Bowen is 5'8" and Anthony Cacace is 5'10", and both guys managed to make 9 stone 4. Let's let that sink in for a minute. I think this could be pivotal in the fight. I will go into that a little bit later, but I just wanted to touch on it for now. I just think that's phenomenal that guys of that size, they managed to make that weight. Can't say some of these boxers, they really don't put in the work in. They've got to, because that kind of weight loss or keeping your weight there, it's crazy. But let's talk about both fighters. So let's look at Sam Bowen. Sam Bowen is the British champion, and he has defended that title a few times now, and one of the fights that really stand out for me with Sam Bowen is his stoppage win over Maxi Hughes, who we know is a good fighter in his own right. He gives a lot of guys on the domestic scene all they can handle and more, and I was really impressed with the way he came through Jordan McCorry in his last fight. Sam's strengths are without a doubt his punching power. I think he stopped about 11 out of 15, and the other strength that he seems to have as well is he seems to be determined when he's after an opponent that he won't stop until he's landed the shot that he wants, etc. There's good and bad ways to look at that, but I'm saying that as in a positive, because I think if you truly believe that you're going to win and you want to land a shot, then that's only going to work in your favour. Where I believe Sam can improve is sometimes I think he gets hit a little bit too easy, and what slightly worried me in his last fight was when he fought Jordan McCorry. Jordy is a good boxer, but he's not renowned as a puncher, and I thought there was once or twice where Jordy, I wouldn't say wobbled Sam, but it looks as though if he stepped in and hit him with another 2 or 3 shots that he could have put him in big trouble. But that's Sam. He's always improving all the time. He's a young guy, and at the moment he seems to be quite a bright prospect in this country. But he is taking on Danger Man, Anthony Cacace, and Anthony Cacace really doesn't need much of an introduction in this country. He's a very, very good fighter. His only loss is to Martin Joseph Ward, who was 19-0 at the time. It was a close fight. He lost it on points. I know that he's fought one of my countrymen, Ronnie Clark, a few years ago. He stopped him in the 10th round, and again, like one of my other videos that I spoke to you guys earlier about, it seems like one of these guys, he's not quite lived up to his potential as yet. Since 2017, he's been pretty inactive. I believe since December 2017 he's had one fight, and it was in February this year, and he's 30 now, so it's really the time to start pushing on and make as bigger fights as you can, and to move forward in your division. But it seems to have stumbled a bit, and he's a very, very good fighter, so I can't understand the reasoning behind that, but hey ho, everyone's got a story, don't they? For Anthony, where I can see the fight being won for Anthony is he's a very good boxer, Anthony, and he punches hard enough to get your respect, and I think Sam's going to need to learn quite a lot of lessons from the last fight against Jordan McCorry, because if he hasn't, Anthony Cacace is the kind of guy who will really punish you. And I think this fight is razor thin in the balance this weekend. I've thought about it a number of different ways. I've thought about it in a way as we've seen so many guys come through the rankings and they're blowing everyone away, they're beating them, and then they come up against someone who's just a little bit too much at this stage. And Anthony Cacace could be that guy to Sam Bowen and Saturday night if Sam is really not careful and fights with good intelligence. But as I say, Anthony's strengths are his boxing ability, and he punches relatively hard as well. His weaknesses, again, he gets hit a little bit too easy at times, and his inactivity. He's not had a lot of fights over the past 2 years, so I think that's something that if you're going in to fight someone like Sam Bowen, it's not really ideal preparation, but it is what it is. Now I want to go back to the height part of the video that I spoke about at the very beginning, because this is where I think that it could be a very, very big factor. Either guy could win this fight on Saturday night. I think it's right in the balance. It's a really close fight. I think even the bookmakers have got it close. I think they've got Sam Bowen at like 2-5, 1-3, which is really nothing in boxing in terms of odds, because usually if someone's a really overwhelming favourite, it'll be really overwhelming odds, and they're not. So I think even the bookmakers know it's going to be a bit of a classic that could go either way. But going back to the weight issue, this is where I think that it could be a problem. Anthony Cacace is now 30 years old. He's 5'10", and he's still making 9 stone 4. I just think that that's crazy. Yeah, everyone's different. They get different body types, but surely sooner or later, and especially if you've been inactive, that's got to catch up with you. And for that reason, and that reason alone, that is why my prediction this week is for Sam Bowen to beat Anthony Cacace. How he's going to win, he could possibly stop Anthony Cacace, but he may have to box him and stay out of range, because if he gets into a dogfight with Anthony Cacace, although Sam Bowen punches harder, that's a fight that I could potentially see Anthony Cacace winning. So if he's going to take Anthony Cacace out, I think he needs to be very careful about it. But my prediction for this weekend, what I will say is, I'm going to say Sam Bowen to potentially stop Anthony Cacace in the second half of the fight, or to win on a points decision. But my name's Gregory Doyle. I write for Eat, Sleep, Box and Repeat. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also check out our website. Thank you.